Today I'm going to give you guys a presentation. I'm breaking down the 4 different pieces of game that you should be working on. Now, each individual piece needs its own time and attention. And it's something that I've been talking about here and there. I've been trying to broaden my horizons in terms of what I can learn game-wise and what will help out the people that watch my channel the most, which is always my biggest priority, is one to obviously be selfish and get better at myself, but also make sure the people that watch this channel get the most amount of value back. So today I actually made you guys a system. I made a 4-part system, 4 pillars that will make any guy that watches them or knows them extremely good with girls, to the point to where you will have more girls than you can message. And this is my current predicament, and a lot of my friends that I've been showing this system to. We've all been working on this, and everybody that has ever been good with girls works with all 4 of these systems, all four points of this system at one point or another. And I mean really extremely good with girls, the kind of results that people dream about. These are the 4 pillars that are going to get you those results. Now, it's not going to be easy, don't get me wrong. This isn't a magic pill, but I'll say this, it is a direct line to success. If you take advantage of this, there's no way you cannot get good with girls if you work on all 4 of these pillars. Now, that being said, let's get into the video. Yo, bitch, I got some buzzes clawing on my fucking stomach. I'm from the shadows, let the gal. Now, before we get started, I am filling up my summer bootcamp. The schedule has been posted and will be posted in the comments and the description below. So if you guys want to check that out, see if you guys want to do bootcamp, let me know. Text me BCAMP at 702-841-9909. Now, the very first one is game. Game is potent. It's your charisma. It's the way that people interact with you. It's making friends. It's talking to your coworkers, your boss, you talking to your workers, you talking to a girl, you, in general, just being more of a bright light in people's lives, being able to navigate social situations, being able to give eye contact to people, to have boundaries with others. This is the very first thing that you're going to need, because any guy that's good with girls can speak with power, can speak in a masculine way. If you can't, it's about believing in your words, believing that all your words have value. And that's what makes you attractive to girls, that belief. Girls don't want to date a scrub. They don't want to date a guy at or below their level. They want to date a guy that's above them in value. I've been saying this for a while now, and it's the truth. Have you ever seen anytime you ever do see a girl date a guy that she perceives as being lower than she is ruthless with the guy. She is mean. She looks down on him, talks down on him, talks bad behind his back, is trying to end the relationship. Any good relationship, the guy is higher value than the girl. This is the very first thing I want you guys to learn is action feeds ego. So action feeds ego, ego feeds action. Now, what does this mean? The actions you take are going to change the character that you perceive yourself as. So when you go out and consistently talk to girls over a period of time, you start thinking, maybe I'm the guy that just goes and says hi to people. Maybe I'm the guy that gives eye contact to pretty girls. Maybe I'm the guy that's supposed to be attractive to women. Maybe when I make a joke and everybody laughs, maybe I'm now a funny guy. Maybe I'm a funny person. Maybe I am really good at making friends. Maybe I'm liked by people. Maybe I'm worthy of having more than I think I'm allowed to have. And this is by the actions you take. Now, as you start believing you're this person, guess what? The actions become easier. So as you slowly lean into taking action, so let's say you only start going out talking to girls maybe 1 time a week, maybe twice a week, it's something, because it's a step in the right direction. Overall, what you want to do is you want to slowly get the snowballing and taking little by little more action. You want to be focusing on every week doing a little bit more than you did last week. Now, by doing this over a period of time, eventually you're going to take this shy person you think you are and you're going to pop it open until you start believing you're an extroverted person, or at the very least a sexy individual. And the second you start believing this, the more the girls just come to you, the more easy it is to attract them, the more that they're attracted to your masculine polarity, the more that you believe in your thoughts and words and your actions and your own personal beliefs. Somebody starts saying something that you don't believe in, it's very easy to cut it off and say that's not true, at least to you, because you believe in your own words, you believe in your own thoughts. Now, next one. Quality plus quantity of effort. So you have to have both quality and quantity of effort. So if you're somebody who's just taking action, you need to also merge it with the quality of effort. I've seen so many guys that just boom, 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 and approach thousands of girls in a short period of time, and it's just insane, absolutely fucking insane. Like, props to you guys. But it's about intelligence of effort too. If you're going out and doing so many approaches, guess what? You build a habit. And when you build a bad habit or a bad trait, it's a lot harder to uproot if you don't immediately snip it in the butt, because as you keep approaching, what you're doing is repetition, creating a habit, ingraining a habit, making it harder to uproot later on down in the line. So the more aggressively you go out and approach, the more aggressively you have to add the quality of effort to it. The more quality of effort, honestly, the more these two actually multiply each other. The quantity multiplies the quantity, the quantity multiplies the quality. If you're doing no quantity of effort times 10,000 approaches, guess what? It comes out to zero. And actually, to be fair, it comes out negative in a way. Like, you're actually now coming from a deficit, whereas before, at least you had more of an open mind. Now you're closed off, and now you can't learn anything new. So it has to be figured out with writing field reports and thinking about that next version of yourself and trying to design him. How am I going to make exercises start working on my weaknesses? How am I going to nip this in the butt? How am I going to even find my weaknesses to even know how to fix them? So all these things, you're constantly brainstorming, working things out, and you're thinking it through. Now, as you keep thinking it through, guess what? It gets to a point to where it becomes second nature, and you develop the ability to quickly come to solutions to your problems, to create exercise for yourself, to come to new conclusions and mindsets and beliefs that allow you to move past the issue. And it's because you started thinking critically and you figured it out over time. Maybe it wasn't easy at first, but as you kept doing it, you got better and better at it. Which is what I want a lot of you guys to do. I want you to just take that first step. Don't have to overdo it at first. Start little by little. And the little action is going to lead to bigger actions. It's going to lead to bigger actions, which is going to feed into your ego. Which then, once the ego's online is in place, now the actions become effortless, because I am just this person. I'm the guy that just hits the gym. I'm the guy that goes talks to girls. I'm the guy that is charismatic, that is capable of speaking in front of audiences and believing in himself. That's what I'm trying to get at. I want you guys to more just little by little. It doesn't have to be a big action. The same way that when you walk into a club for the first time, you don't need to take a girl home. Saying hi to a girl is good enough. For me, when I go into a club and I'm feeling nervous, for me, it's just saying hi to a girl. That's all I have to do. That's my very first step, just say hi to a girl. Then the next step, tell myself, cool, how about this? Just 10 approaches. Just 10 approaches, and that's all you have to do. That's your only goal. You don't have to have any reaction from a girl. Well, once that becomes easier and once the approaching is easy, now I do have a higher tier goal, which the higher tier goal would be something along the lines of working on my tonality, my eye contact, maybe a certain mindset, working on my humor, my self-amusement. Maybe it's being a closer, getting a phone number. Maybe it's pushing myself through awkward situations that I generally wouldn't want to go through. Maybe it's focusing on how can I make this night more epic. Tonight, I'm going to act like a god just because I feel like I need more of that side to my personality, because I'm naturally very codependent in my actions towards others, and I'll make myself smaller. So now I need to pop it open. So I need to swing the pendulum. So do you see how I'm constantly thinking these things through? It's the quality plus the quantity of effort. So it's field reports and the consistency of action. These two are huge. This is what I want you guys to work on. These two things right here. Dating apps. Dating apps is the second pillar of this. And a lot of you guys are probably immediately rolling your eyes saying that you can't do good on dating apps. It's bullshit. It's there are still so many things that you can work on. I've been working on my dating apps for 2 years, and the same thing with pickup. When I first walked into pickup, I said to myself, there's no way this will work. There's no way. But I was so desperate, I did it anyways. And it came to amazing fruition. It actually surprised me, the results I got. I was so excited, and I didn't get it how everybody else could be on the same page and get so excited with me that this could be fixed. Now, dating apps are something that augments game, to be fair. So as you'll see as I go through this entire list, each piece, all the pieces, they all interconnect, and as you work on each piece, they actually magnify the results from each other segment. So dating apps, you need to think about this. There is a way to do this. So what's the first way? What's the first thing you need to focus on? Well, dating apps, the biggest thing are photos. 85% of your swipe rate is photos on Tinder and Bumble. So what does that mean? Journey of 5,000 photos. So you need to take a fuck ton of photos. You need to take many photos, too many photos to count. And what you do is you start testing them. You start working on them. You start maybe playing with them in Photoshop, maybe working on the vibrancy. Don't make yourself not look like you, look like you, but play with it. There's been guys, which I'll get into this in a second, where they don't change their style. They keep the same style. They look the same way in every photo, and they never experiment with their look. Yes, experiment with your look, which I'll get into in a second. But if you're a guy who's balding, go full bald. Girls like full bald. You're being insecure about your baldness, and now you're trying to hold on to the last vestige of it. Cut it off. Fuck it. I'm like, look, I got a high forehead here, and I thought about shaving my head off, and I'm about to. I'm thinking about it. It might be kind of fun. You guys are attaching way too much to this stuff. Like, if that's the thing, like, get rid of it. It's by you doing that, it makes it look more like you care. And it's also not, like, if you're socially intelligent, why would you try to do something like that? Usually, if you're socially intelligent, you shave it off because you don't care. Now, here's the next one. Messaging mindset. So I'm going to go through this really briefly. Me and AG Hayden, we're actually making a dating app product, which is a big reason why this is in here, because I've been studying this for the past 2 years really hard. And there's a way of messaging, a mindset behind it, which it's a pretty big, but I'll give you a really brief overview of it. It's one part cocky. So think about this. I want to message a girl in a way it's so cocky that it risks her walking on me. The reason for this being is because you need to cut through, because the girl's getting hundreds of messages a day if she's attractive. So come for that headspace. What do? You have to cut through the noise. You have to be cocky, you have to punch through the wall, not at the wall. And you do that with your messaging. And this is obviously a fine-tuned thing. You're going to lose a lot of girls figuring this out initially, but there's a strategy and a mindset behind it that makes it work. Now, next thing, daddy energy. Now, yes, I said that, but I said that because it gives off a certain energy with it. It's, look, you want to talk to a girl like she's lucky to talk to you. You want to talk to her like you would talk to a little girl. Like, you're like, oh, dude, that's so cute. Now, taken out of context, by the way, that sounds bad, but it's more the mindset behind it. I found that this mindset, this belief, like, I know better than you do. I know better than you. There's no way that you fucking don't know, that you have the answers and I don't. The girl says something and it's stupid, I say it's stupid. If a girl wants to do something, I tell her where we should go. If the girls want a dominant guy, all right? I'm doing this not because of some misogyny or something like that. I'm doing it because it works. There's no negative connotation behind this. The only reason that I do this is because when I do act like this and I put this energy out there, it works. All right. So anybody that has an issue with the fact that it sounds misogynistic, I'm sorry. Change women, not me. If it didn't work, I want to do it. Now, the third pillar is lifestyle. Now, this one is more the junk drawer of all this. It's more the things you do outside of dating. Whereas the other three are more directly correlated. But I wanted to add it because it's something I think a lot of guys in this community really lack. And I don't get you guys. Because for me, even though I don't think that something like looks matters that much, I still work on it. I still work on it. It makes me feel more confident. It makes people have a better reaction to me initially. If I smell like ass, I have to overcome that shit. And also too, I'm going to lose some girls to smelling like ass, to be fair. Some girls are just like, they're on the fence with me. They're not going to give me a second to even talk to them, no matter how in the zone I am. Well, actually, I take that back. No, if I'm in the zone, it doesn't matter, but as much. Usually it definitely, it matters very little. But it still is, it's like your brain is looking for more markers to say that you're this awesome guy. And you want to give your brain as much proof as humanly possible. And your brain is not going to look at the life around you, being crap and you looking like crap, and then you being James Bond. It's just not, it's not going to give you that leverage. So what you have to do is, dramatic pause, is you have to start building things around you, such as skill sets for confidence. So anything that you want to do with yourself, anything that you feel insecure about, there's two ways to fix the insecurity. One, you change your mindset around the insecurity. So if it's dancing and you dance like a goofball, love dancing like goofball. Tell yourself you're awesome because you love dancing like goofball and you're just you. That's an amazing mindset. Or I guess you could say you could do both of these, which I think is probably the even better strategy, is to start practicing dancing. Start loving dancing. If you're afraid of getting in a fight, let's say of confrontations with guys, why not start hitting bags? You can create mindsets. I got really good at speaking and that allowed me to navigate through a lot of it, but I feel even more confident when I'm in shape, when I'm hitting a bag, when I'm working out. It makes me feel a lot more confident around men. Now, let's say you feel not too confident about let's say your dick size. Let's say that. Well, then why aren't you practicing getting better in bed? Like, do all the things that you need to do to prove to your unconscious mind that you are valuable, because society is a bitch, to be fair. They're going to keep leaning on you in a way. So if you're not working on all this stuff, your health, your looks, things like that, for the most part, it's going to be harder for you to even believe in yourself. And to be fair too, working on your health gives you more energy to be in the zone. Have you guys ever tried to be in a good headspace when you're tired? It's a lot harder than if you're in a really awake state. If you're really like bleh, all like depressed and sad and low energy, isn't it a lot harder to pick up girls? Yeah, your brain's not there. You're not as witty as in the zone or in the pocket. It's a lot harder to get into the pocket to begin with if you're not healthy, and makes you look a lot less homeless. Now, another thing you do inside this arena is building a purpose. So this is what gives you that messiah effect, that belief in yourself that I know best. I know the answers. And this mindset, honestly, is huge in terms of attracting women. Women like a leader. Women like the guy that knows what he's doing. Now, by having a purpose, you develop something bigger than yourself, a form of religion in a way. Which the cool thing about religion is it allows you to not focus on things that suck that you can't control. For example, you're going to die one day. The people you love are going to die one day. And at any second, the axe could drop and your life is gone and forfeit. Well, having a purpose, having some form of religion allows you not to worry about that, because that shit is pennies in a bucket. It doesn't matter. What matters is your purpose. And now, because you have this ethereal I don't give a fuck effect, now girls are just drawn to you. People are drawn to you. There's this weird energy by somebody that's just let go and just doesn't give a fuck. It's a very powerful source of just giving energy. So having a purpose is huge in attracting girls. Girls love it. It's alpha as fuck. Now, mental and physical. So this kind of leads back to the ones in the front. You want to be doing things that are mentally making you feel like a boss and also physically making you feel like a boss. So the more you dress like somebody, so you're wearing a costume. So me, I don't know why the hell I dress like this. I'm trying to dress honestly as extroverted and out there as possible, because it makes me feel more confident. It's like I'm putting on a costume every day, and it allows me to step into the shoes of this guy. Now, being physical, acting like the guy daily. So hitting the gym, doing this, doing that. It follows the archetype of the guy that is good with girls. So now I'm more easily able to step into the shoes of this guy. Number 4, and the final one, social circle. Now, this one right here is something that is actually, out of the 4, is my weakest, and it's something that I am working on aggressively at the moment. And I think a lot of you guys should be too. I think if any of these 4 things are very powerful, I think they're all equally powerful, to be fair, in attracting women. When I look at all 4 of these quadrants, all of them have the same ability to pick up girls. You can pick up girls in each of the 4 sectors and be successful with that sector. Maybe to a different degree, maybe with a different energy investment, but each of them is powerful in getting a girl. But here's the thing, which actually I'll get to in a quick second. The best way of doing any of these things is to do all 4 of them at the same time in an energy efficient way, which I'll show you guys here in a second. Now, back to social circle. So when you're doing a social circle, there's 2 different types of people you want to, well, three different types of people in a social circle you want to have. So you want to have your acquaintances. These are the people that are in the know. These are the people that have connections, that run businesses, that have knowledge that you want. But to be fair, they're not capable of being real friends with you. They're users, and their only thing that they have going for them is the fact that they are very good at creating systems and they want to win, because to them, winning is all that matters. And it makes them honestly very potent friends, but really crappy normal friends usually. So these people are good as acquaintances, and you want to make that distinction in your head, because this person is using you for some kind of means or gains that you have, and you're doing the same with him. It's that kind of exchange. Don't treat him like a real friend, and don't mistake this for a real friend. Now, the next one, actual real friends. These are the people that are capable of caring about you if you're winning or losing. These are the people, these are ride or die, and to be fair, it should be a small group of people, maybe 5 or so. You can have hundreds or thousands of acquaintances but you should be focused on maybe having 5 to 10 real friends. Now, the last one is having sexual prospects. Now, this one for me is kind of a gray zone because I'll have friends that I'll sometimes sleep with, and I also have girls that I am close with that sometimes we just fuck around. And then I have girls that I'm actually looking at in a way like maybe I would date you. But usually I'm very finicky when it comes to female friends. Like if a female friend is going to get herself out of the friend zone, usually she has to invest a lot more. But by having these girls even in your social circle, to be fair, it actually builds pre-selection. The girls start fighting over you. Now, the real question is, how are you going to maintain such a big overall group? You want to work on your social media. You want to work on Instagram. You want to work on your TikToks, your YouTubes, anything like that. Anything that your friends can communicate on you with. So it could be Telegram. Get them to a Telegram group. Start working online, all this online stuff, because what happens is you can use this now to communicate with a wider branch of people, like a wider, like with more arm span. So you want to be working on that stuff. Now, you also want to be setting up regular events, reasons for your friends to hang out. Now, if they're really cool friends, do something fun with them. And it's a bonding experience, and you guys become closer through it. And it also makes you feel more of an ability. What's funny is you can do goofy stuff. People want to do goofy stuff that reminds them of being a kid. People are just too afraid now to not act like an adult. So, for example, me and my friends, we've been talking about doing a sleepover, playing video games, drinking beer, and just hanging out just with the boys. Maybe inviting like a girl or two, but for the most part, just doing it with the boys. And it's goofy and corny, but it's like a really good way to bond with your friends. Now, if you have really close friends that care about you, friends that are dope and super cool and just suave, you go out with them, you guys end up running the place as a unit. You guys are all like, yeah, and you guys are having so much fun. You pull everybody else into your party. You also, by having this group too, they have girls that they're friends with. You have girls you're friends with. They have and then you guys can all merge them, and you guys can now have like a female group that you can go and take photos with to work on your social media that you can now use for the dating apps to add the girls to dating app stuff, to see girls taking photos with you, or you dating these girls, or you having fun. And now guess what? Now it's augmenting your dating apps. And let's say you also, while you're out gaming, instead of taking a girl's phone number down, you add her to Instagram, and you have a dope ass Instagram. You have a lot of your friends having fun, high quality photos, and from the girls in the social circle and from your friends on this, and you guys just partying, having fun all the time. Guess what? She's going to want to be a part of that. She's going to want to be a part of your adventure. Now, let's say that your friends are also high quality. So they're obviously going to be working on your skill sets because maybe they work out a lot, and you just hang out with your friend that works out a lot. I have a friend that's a bodybuilder, and I work out with him, and it makes me a lot bigger because he has that energy. And then he hangs out with me to go talk to girls, and we exchange that energy because I'm so obsessed with it. He becomes obsessed with it, and because he's so obsessed with working out, I get obsessed with working out. And now you guys are feeding into each other, and that helps out my lifestyle. So that's actually what I'm going to get into next, but here, let me finish this one up. So you want to get systems in place. Now, in regards to systems, you want to be doing maybe, so Michael Sartain, for example, he's one of the guys that I think is pretty cool in this field. I think he's crushing it, but he doesn't really always preach about how he exactly got the girls necessarily. I mean, he does in a way, but he doesn't completely. He created a modeling agency specifically to pick up girls, and it's genius. He doesn't do it to make money. He does it to pick up girls, and it's so smart. Why aren't you guys doing stuff like that? I actually am setting up a system myself that I'm going to be setting up in each city with my different social circle groups in each city, and they're groups of pickup guys, and we're all working together to create weekly parties in each city, and I have an entire system in place, and I've been giving it out to guys that are motivated, that are close to me. And now we're creating systems, and we're creating systems in every city. It's going to be insane. And we're going to leverage it for big gains, which maybe I'll make a video about that at some point. Now, final part, which is actually what I was getting into a little bit here. Each part feeds into each other part. They're good solo, and they're good by themselves, but the best way to handle any of these 4 quadrants is to do them in unity. Now, a few of these ones are actually, so dating apps, once you get them in place, it's residual gains. I spent 2 years aggressively working on it, and now I matched with a porn star last week. Dating apps are huge. Dating apps are big, and it's such an easy gain for an investment. I was getting nothing, but I actually had no girls swiping on me. I'd swipe on it, and I would get frustrated and make me want to cry, and I was like, fuck this thing. I just go back out and game, because gaming is so much easier. And then I learned that I was just doing it wrong, and I was maybe looking autistic through it because I got taught by other guys how to do this more properly. And then from the fact that they showed me it was possible to get better, I found my own way to get better, and I improved my results like exponentially. Now guess what? Because I have abundance through dating apps, I have too many girls that texting me. Guess what? When I go out in game, I don't give a fuck if a girl walks or comes. If she's into me or not, if she's funny or not. If she's not funny, I walk on her. Because guess what? Because I have so many girls into me at this point because of dating apps. So it makes my game even better, makes my charisma even better, which again feeds back into dating apps because now I'm more in the pocket. Now I'm more out and about. So whenever I take a photo, the photos that are the best are always the ones where you're in the zone or in the pocket or when you're joking with people, because it's authentic, and girls will look at your face and say, how socially intelligent is this guy? And it'll change your score from like a 6 out of 10 to a 10 out of 10. If you have a really good facial expression, if you're very in the zone, if you're in the pocket when you're taking a photo. If you're out of it and you're feeling kind of sluggish, and you feel sluggish and out of it mostly, guess what? Your photos are going to turn out crap. So by getting better game, makes your dating apps even better. You also become even wittier over messages and dating. So when you start messaging a girl, I just know what to say. I know how to be clever. I know how to be witty. I know how to push her away. And then when she's on a date, guess what? It's a done deal. It's very rare that I get a girl on a date where she doesn't want to sleep with me by the end of it. And that's because of the dating apps. That's because of the game and the merging of the dating apps and the game. Now, lifestyle and game. Lifestyle and game are just as interesting. The more that you become confident in yourself, the more that your life around you becomes more awesome, the less you really need the girls, unless it's about the girls and more it's about your purpose. And once your purpose is blindingly just resolute and it becomes your sole purpose on this earth, the girls start flocking to you. Especially when you talk to them, they sense that there's a different type of energy because you're not there for them. You're not even talking to her for her. You don't care if she comes with you. You're just a backboard for my awesome free throw shots. I'm gonna dunk on you. You're just talking to a girl like this. You'll even sometimes even diss on a girl if she's annoying to you, and she'll like you even more because you're dissing on her. It's stupid. All this stuff reads into each other and feeds into each other. It's circular and makes your results exponential. Now, social and lifestyle. So obviously this one's a little bit obvious. Social, I went into this one actually. I don't know if I want to double down. I'm not going to double down on that. I've already mentioned it. So apps and social, obviously you get better photos. You have more connections with people to take photos in better spots, to go out on crazy trips that can make your social look better. And if you work on your social media accounts where they get bigger, when you add a girl onto your apps or from the apps to your social media account, she's like, oh, cool. This guy's cool. This guy's in the know. Oh, this guy looks socially intelligent. This guy will be fun on a date. Because she sees on her social, you having a lot of fun, you being authentic, you being cool. Now, dating apps to lifestyle. So that one I honestly already said. If you look a lot better in the photos too, you're gonna have a lot easier time getting initial swipes. Because on dating apps there is more of a lean towards looks, but it's because to the girl you look a certain way, and the girl has an image of what her ego or narcissism wants her to go for. And not to mention the guys that look this way usually act or more likely act a certain way too. Like if you're a chubby guy who's wearing an oversized shirt, who is wearing sweatpants and sandals in a photo, you probably should start working on your fashion. You probably should start working on your diet, start working out, because it's going to make you feel more confident. So when you talk to girls, you feel more confident and make your verbals even better. And it's going to get you an initial good reaction from girls. And on occasion, because girls too will logically make a decision to fuck guys sometimes, she'll be like, that guy looks like the guy that I have a lot of fun with. This guy looks similar to a guy that I had a crush on years ago who rejected me. And now, look, this guy looks similar to him. He has the same hairstyle, same shirt. Now I want to go fuck him. So this is what I'm getting at. For you guys, all this stuff leads into each other. It's all circular. The more you do, yes, really hammer home this stuff, but you want to be working this. So with game, you want to be looking at it as you hitting the gym. If you hit the gym, you're not, oh no, do I have to do this for the rest of my life? And you go out in game, you're like, no, do I have to do this for the rest of my life? That's not the mindset behind this. You want to get in the mindset of, this is what I do. I practice being social daily. It doesn't even have to be talking to a girl, flirting with a girl. I flirt with girls throughout the day. I will flirt with cashiers. I will flirt with girls randomly. I will give them a look that's so subtle, the girl will ask herself if I was flirting with her. That stuff's fun to me. It's funny. I think it's an act of self-expression. And for that reason, it's a form of art. And for me, it's a lot of fun. Now, dating apps, like I said, it's a residual game. You spend about 2 years on it, and you aggressively think about and work on it, buy products, honestly, you'll figure it out really fast. Lifestyle is something that a lot of you guys are already working on, but if you guys aren't, you guys are probably the people that went really hard in the game and ignored that part completely. Don't ignore it. Take showers, put on deodorant, try to dress nicer, work on your style, work on your hairstyles. Like, yes, there's a lot of guys out there that don't have any of this stuff in place where they completely lack the lifestyle and they crush it, but it's harder. I mean, why make it harder for yourself? Why not make it as easy as humanly possible? Like, it doesn't make sense to make it harder just out of ego. Like, you don't want to change? No, you want to change. Change, because change is going to get you a different result. Change. It's okay to change. It's not a bad thing. It's not evil. There's nothing inherently evil about changing. The evil would be getting an ego and deciding to be the same person that doesn't add value to people's lives. Deciding to stay the same person that is going to not be consistent with somebody, who is going to be codependent or narcissistic in a relationship, who is going to say one thing, say how great they are, but really it's just a show. They're not actually trying to be a better person. Instead, they're trying to show you they're a better person, which to me is the weird kind of manipulation shit that people do, and they'll self-lie about it. She'll be like, I'm a good person because I took this action. You took the action not to be a good person. You took the action because you wanted me to see you take that action. Does that make you a good person? Or are you just being narcissistic and egotistical? Maybe you should change. Maybe you should actually become a good person and try to become better. That's my 2 cents. Now, do you guys have any questions? Let me know. Like the video, subscribe if you did. If you do, I'll make more videos like this. And with that being said,